Okay. Our first question will come from Rick Stroud.
Hey, Larry, I think you were the guy that told Devin White not to expect 9 sacks a year, but here we are. He's got 3 already. So, defensive player of the month, he seems to be off to a pretty good start. What can you say about the play of him in particular this month?
He's into it. He's fired up. Flying around. We know what type of athlete he is. He's taking it up another notch as far as just knowing the defense ins and outs and trying to expect and anticipate how the offense is trying to attack us. And he's doing a good job. He's playing clean football, no mental errors. He's communicating, and that's what it's about. And, he's our captain.
We don't want to pick nits, but I mean, at the end of the day, the only thing you're not doing is getting off the field on the first possession. Any common thread there or no?
That's the thing we've been saying the last couple of weeks. Jump in the pool. Don't put your toe in there. Just jump head first. And as coaches, we got to do a better job getting them guys ready to go. I might mix up some things pregame, slap them around a little bit, but it just got to get ready.
Yep. Thanks.
We'll go to Greg Allman. If any media have questions, please raise your hand.
Asking about the Chiefs offense you'll face Sunday and just where you think the biggest changes are. Obviously, Tyreek Hill's not there, but what else you see that's changed and still allowed Mahomes to have whatever it is, 8-9 touchdowns he has this season?
They got weapons. They still playing fast. They might be a little slower without Tyreek, but them guys are still rolling. They got a lot of speed on that offense. A lot of guys we got to account for. You see a few more, different runs than what they had a couple of years ago when we faced them, but they're still being led by a great offensive mind. So, and we know the weapon that Mahomes is, but they got weapons. It's a challenge.
Thank you.
No problem.
John Romano.
Hey, Larry, you guys have the #1 scoring defense in the NFL right now. Could you explain sort of the evolution of getting to where you are now from where you were in 2019?
Guys are a little older. Guys are a lot smarter, a lot more experienced, just growing in the defense and maturity. The main thing I can say, a lot of guys been playing together for a few years and they're starting to hit their peak. And, relatively, them guys are still young. So, those guys are doing a good job buying in and coming together. Last couple of years, we had a lot of taste of success. So them guys like it. Just even off the field, they're growing tighter and then they love being around each other. But I just my main thing is say them guys are just getting a little more mature.
Could you see that possibility in 2019 or did it seem miles away at that point?
Probably miles away, but we know if you just stick with it, we know we had the talent. Them guys is, as coaches, we had to be patient, keep teaching. And so far they're starting to get it.
Steve Isbitz.
Coach, can you talk about where Joe Tryon-Shoyinka is? I know a couple of weeks ago you were talking about how he's still learning to play the position and that he needs tender loving care. How's he coming along?
He's coming along. He's flying around. I don't think the sack numbers are there yet, but we see him showing up on tape. Even last week, just, the ball was coming out of Aaron Rodgers' hands, but he's learning defense. Main thing with young guys, he's not hitting the ME board that much, so he's growing. But, I tease him a little bit, like, when you're going to get that breakout game, let the NFL know that you're here, but you just got to keep showing up, and we'll see him steady climbing, in my opinion.
And how hard do you think it's been on Sean Murphy-Bunting to be on the bench after being a playoff hero and a guy who's played a lot of minutes?
I can relate. I've been a guy in this league that, been a starter, part-time starter, and he's handling it well right now. He's doing, giving us some good special team reps, but he got to be ready. I'm quite sure all you guys know we don't need him. We're going to have to call on him some point during this year. He just got to be a pro. Stay confident. This league will always try to grab your confidence, and he got to keep it. He's a Detroit kid, so I expect him to handle it like a champ. But he's doing a good job. And but I can relate. I've been, in and out of the starting lineup, but he just got to be ready for his opportunity. And I'm quite sure he will be.
Jenna Lane.
Hey, Coach. Glad to see you on here. One of the things Devin was talking about with those slow starts with us yesterday was the need to communicate more and do so early. From your vantage point, is that what's causing some of these early issues? Just a lack of communication?
That's part of it, but just attention to detail, just a little technique errors. Sometimes I look at just a little aggressiveness. You see the play happening. We had perfect calls, and guys just didn't shoot their gun. So those guys just got to be ready. I just look at it that guys got to be into it, ready to go. And hopefully this week we can see results.
And when you have a performance like that, where you guys, lose your first game of the regular season and the team's been relying so heavily on the defense up until this point, and then all of a sudden, you do give up 2 early touchdowns. How do you prevent that from kind of wearing at guys' confidence as they prepare to face one of the best passing teams in the league this week?
I'll just handle what you can handle. Keep coming out swinging. Bottom line, if you hold teams down, you're going to win. Every now and then, it can be a low-scoring game. You can come out on the losing end, but just keep handling what you can handle. Stay confident. And I remember last week during that at halftime saying, now it's time for you guys to earn y'all check, and they responded. And I'm proud of them guys, but this week is another challenge, big challenge. But just handle what you can handle, and we're quite sure everybody knows this offense is going to get rolling in a minute.
Thank you.
Joey Knight.
Larry, I know you're not the special teams coach, but your unit benefits from your punter at times. Can you just talk about how effective he's been in just changing the course of field position lately?
Oh, that was big time. That helped us out tremendously. You can hear the crowd every time that ball was kicked. You go, oh, and you see how high it was, and he was just flipping the field. He really kept us in that game. He did a great job for us. Fortunately, their punter was booting it good too, so it was a punt game. But he did a great job. But anytime a guy can give us that type of, can flip the field for us, it just helps the defense out tremendously.
Thank you, Larry.
We have time for a few more. We'll go to Evan Winter.
Hey, Coach. Hope all is well. Going back to those Chiefs weapons, they've got a lot of them, like you said, and they're using all of them effectively. Case in point, Justin Watson's touchdown catch over J.C. Jackson a couple of weeks ago. Going back to that attention to detail and stuff that you've mentioned. Obviously, you don't want to lighten up on plays, and obviously guys are focused. But is it that much more of a challenge knowing that this offense uses these weapons the way it does to make sure these guys pay attention to that detail, communicate, and stay focused throughout the game?
Especially on the back end, you can get the band struck on you real easy. So we got everybody's attention because they like the home run ball. So guys on the back end, they got to be in sync with one another. But the front, you understand the pressure that they putting on us on the back end. So we got to rush. We got to be relentless. We got a quarterback that can buy time. So guys got to be, when they're rushing, when their number is called, you got to go. And it got to work together. But definitely when you play these guys and you're studying the film, these guys like home runs. So we got to be ready for it.
Thanks.
Last question will come from Steve Isbitz.
Coach, after seeing the great success for 3 weeks that you've had, do you feel the defense can be better or is better than it was in 2020?
Definitely can be better. Like I said early, these guys are 1 year older, and they're into it. You can just tell from the meeting rooms. Even on the sideline when the defense is not up, guys are talking ball. They're maturing. And the sky's the limit because the talent is there. So talent will not be an excuse. And we want to take that next step. We want to be one of the dominant defenses that you guys talk about, and we're capable of it, but we got to do it from above the neck. And those guys are accepting the challenge so far.
All right, that's all we have. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.